Hi everybody, it is Sunday. It is time for my weekly plan with me. If you are here on the replay, it is great that you're here. So thank you for being here, and let me know in the comments that you're here on the replay, and let me know what you're doing right now. Are you planning your week out? I'd love to hear about it. And if you're here in the live chat, then I am so glad you're here. I know you're here with me. Are you going to be planning your week out with me? Or are you going to be doing something else? I don't know. I'm just all over the place today and looking for things to ask you guys. So it is the end of February, and I will be setting up my first weekly layout for March, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. But first, we can go back and look at last week's layout just to kind of see it. Plus, I have filled in my ideal week for time batching with you guys, and I would love to show you that as well. So let's head right over to it. All right. So this was last week. I'm still in the middle of it, but as you can see, it all got filled in. There's just been a lot going on, and I've really loved the minimal layouts in February. I've really loved these layouts quite a bit, but I wanted to try something that still kind of kept to the spirit of the minimal layout, but added a little bit more information because I want to really keep an eye on how I use my time this month. Oh, good. I'm seeing you all in the comments. It's so glad to see all of you. Oh, Molly, thank you. I can't wait to get to Denver as well. I'm very excited about it, although right now I'm mostly overwhelmed with all the stuff we have to do to get there. So, going into March, when I did my March bullet journal setup, I had created this layout, and I had made these 6 categories for how I generally am spending my time or will be spending my time. And this doesn't count slacking off and relaxing. This is basically just the basic categories of time. And for me, it is admin work with my business. So, inbox and invoices and scheduling things and analytics and that kind of stuff. And then content creation, not the actual being on camera. That's the camera ready, but the planning and the editing and the schedule and all that stuff, that's this area. And then we have camera ready. So lives, my face, my hands. Doesn't have to be makeup, but just things where I'm actually on. Do you know what I'm saying? And then photography is stuff basically for Instagram and for Etsy. And then we have these 2 household and creating photos for freelance projects, which the freelance stuff is also under content creation. So it's creating whatever. And then we have stuff for the house and errands in one, and then things that have to do with moving specifically. And so this is not meant to be an exhaustive list of everything I do, but I need to make sure that I am both doing something for the move every single day, but not allowing the fact that I work for myself at home to cannibalize all my time for the move when I also need to keep working, especially to try and get ahead of things so I can take some time off around the move and not worry about it. So I kind of, I'm just glancing at this. Thank you so much for the compliments on the daffodils, you guys. I'm very happy with how they turned out too. So as you can see here, I've kind of just blocked in areas. I tend to do a bunch of filming at once and then a bunch of editing at once. So I kind of have these camera ready days, and then these other days where I'm editing and planning. It kind of goes hand in hand like that. I usually do most admin work on Mondays and Fridays. And then I gave myself this lunch period where I either will sit and eat or I'll run errands or do housework. And then I gave myself decluttering time at the end of the day. And then on the weekends, I didn't really do super hardcore about it because I don't care that much, but I do work on the weekends a little bit, as you know, because you're here with me right now. I spend a little time working on Sundays, and I usually take about a half day on Fridays and then spend the rest of the day working on stuff. So I gave myself nice hearty decluttering / moving times on Fridays and Saturdays. So the point of all of this is not because I want to stick to this necessarily exactly, but because when I'm filling in my weekly tasks, I want to kind of bear this in mind so that I'm being as efficient with my time as possible, so that not only can I get time in to get decluttering and moving, but I also will have some blank space in there and in my week, because I know I'm going to be feeling sick, because I am sick. So I have to keep that in mind as well. That's why I only scheduled this. I put art here because I am working on some illustration stuff having to do with Illustrator, the program. It's a course I'm going through. And so this gives me time to work on it in the morning. So this is basically time to work on something that's not directly related to projects that are due for anything else. It's stuff I'm doing just for my own enrichment, because I think if I start my day off with that, it'll make me feel a little bit better. Pamela, you want to know how I know what colors look good together? You're bad at palettes. Okay, so I am going to be doing a video on that soon, Pam, but I'm going to send you to a resource that is very, very helpful for this, and that is Adobe Color. If you go there, it can let you pick a color, and then it'll show you all sorts of different color palettes that can go with that one color based on what you're looking at. It gives you a great jumping off spot. But like if you're really wanting to like start picking color palettes out, go to Adobe Color. It's a really good. There's another site as well. Let me look at my bookmarks because I have it in there. Adobe Color. There's also a website called coolors.co. COOLORS.co, which will also generate color schemes for you. Aw, Deb, that's cute. Will I be filling in the boxes as the week progresses? Jonathan asks. No, not this one. This is just an example. I put in the things that are like of the book club here and the hangout here because those aren't moving for the next month. But I'm going to be instead just using this as a guideline when I fill out the week, and I'm actually going to show you what I'm going to do with it. So, definitely put that link in the show notes. Yeah, let me write that down so I don't forget. Coolors and Adobe Color are the two I want to link, right? I just like saying that. Coolors. Coolors.co and Adobe Color. Link after live. Alrighty. Okay. So I'll throw those in the description once I'm done with this video. Anyway, so I'm going to be color coding. You're going to see, I have an idea. You'll see when I do the weekly layout. These colors are, the reason I have them assigned here is because those are the colors I'm using this month. In a different world, I would use the colors from my power sheets if they have to do with certain goals, but that's not what we're doing because I want this to be matchy-matchy because that's just the life I'm living right now. All right, and I've not started using these yet because it's still February. So here is my week, and it's actually going to be a 2-page layout, and I am going to cut this page down. So before I start this, I will let you know that I'm going to be attempting to use some sort of it's a kind of a time tracking system that I'm going to kind of use on the weekdays to keep myself accountable. And the person who I got inspired by is this is not somebody who's like a super small creator, but somebody that I'd never seen before on Instagram. And it is so yeah, and look at that. I figured out how to do an overlay image in OBS. Go me. So let me pull up the picture I was going to use to help me remember, because I made some notes to help me remember. But then I ran away screaming from notes. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. It's this one. Yeah. Okay. So, oh, my sound. Is my sound back now? Hands down with face. I thought I was so suave and I was not. Whoops. So I put the sound, I put the image up, but I forgot to add the sound to that scene in OBS. So I need to do that. It's Ukuri Studies is the person who I am using their time tracker as a, they are the person I was inspired by. They are linked in the description below. Sorry about that. I thought I was being smooth, and apparently I was not smooth. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut this to get it out of my way. This is, in case you are new, which I don't know how many of you are, but in case you are new, I'm going to see if using my rotary cutter goes faster for this, because I'm not doing anything like specific. So I counted in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 squares inwards for this. And this is the Baron Fig plus size journal. It is 7 by 10 inches, so it is bigger than the standard A5 situation. Smooth operator. Yeah. Smooth operator. Okay. So I cut my little Dutch door, and I'm just going to snippity snip my little corners to make them rounded, because the rest of the corners are rounded. So I feel like that's just the way to do things. Am I right? Well, maybe not, but whatever. It's my fucking bullet journal. I can do what I want. I do what I want. Ew, that's a little hair. Okay. So it's going to be a 2 spread. A 2 spread. So this is a rotary cutter. It is meant for using like on fabric and shit, but I use it on paper because I'm a rebel. All right. So what are we doing here? So the way I'm going to do this is that it's going to be a column for, how did I break this out? Did I take notes? Yeah. So it's going to be a column for each day. So there'll be 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday. I'm not going to do the time tracking for the weekend because I don't really, I mean, I do work on Sundays, but I don't want to worry about it. I'm just going to do it for the weekdays. And then underneath here, we're going to have the Alistair method list. It's going to be a pretty, like, I might do 2 pages of Alistair method. I haven't decided. It depends on how much shit I have going on. And then that, and then potentially just some decoration right here. That's kind of what I blocked out. Now, hopefully I remember what I did, because I might not remember what I did. So there is that. All right. Oh, hey, Julie. All right, so I've got my Tombow Mono drawing pen in 03. And so the first thing that I am going to do is draw in my little time tracker. And so the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to start with Monday. And then we're going to put the date here, so it's the 1st. And then we're going to do Tuesday. So I counted, how many did I count? I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 squares. You'll see why in a hot second. Tuesday. Forgot a little bit about what I was planning on doing, so I'm kind of winging it. That's okay, though. Wednesday. I'm just looking at the comments really quick. Debbie, do you notice with using the cutting mat as your desk pad? Because I did that for a little while too, but I swear to God, maybe I'm just like super heavy-handed. But I feel like the self-healing is never fully self-healed. And so when I try to write on it, it leaves like that little lumpiness. Do you ever run into that problem? Thursday is the 4th. Friday is the 5th. And Saturday is my boy's birthday, RJ, turning 15. My sweet man. And he's taller than his dad, he's taller than me, and he's gaining on Jesse. And then this one will be Sunday. Oh, fuck my life. Did I go too far over? Wait, how many? 1, 2, 3. No, I did it right. I just didn't do this one farthest over. Okay. Sunday. I kind of spelled that weirdly, but that's okay. We're not worried about it. All right. Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so that's the days. So that's the first thing that I'm doing. Next, I'm going to put in the we're going to add like the little line here and the little line here. And we're also going to draw this line. And this is going to mark, oh, hi, mark, the boundary of the time tracker. Okay? Just stay with me on this one. And I will tell you, you'll see kind of what the situation is as we're working. How tall is Jessie? Jessie is 6'3". Will Jessie have to work in office in Denver? Not right away, but eventually, yes. Allegedly, that's the plan. All right, so we have the time tracker area blocked off. So the way that the Ukiri studies did the time tracker is that each of these 12 square lines are meant to be an hour, okay? And so it's basically like half-hour blocks. Do you see what I'm saying? So like this would be not half-hour blocks, 5-minute blocks. So this would be like 6:05, 6:10, 6:20, 6:15, 6:20, etc. Do you see what I'm saying? So like each block on this in this area is 5 minutes. And so the way that they did it is that they put the hour here, but that like it would get highlighted over if need be. And I'm going to go from 6 a.m. 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4. From 6 a.m. all the way to 6 p.m. because after that, I'm usually making dinner, and that's the time I'm most concerned about. Once I hit 6, I'm like, let's get dinner made, and then I crash out. So I'm just going to put, and then what they did was they put little dashes. So where was it? So this is 1. So for every 10 minutes, there's a little dash. So that's 10 minutes. This is 10 minutes, like a Mrs. Dash. And I would imagine if I keep doing this for this month, because this month one of my goals is time batching and staying on top of it, I would imagine if I do this month, that probably after this week I won't bother with the dashes because I'll just remember that each of these is 10 minutes. But for now, I'm just going to kind of go with it so that I don't forget what the fuck I'm doing, because I've already forgotten what the fuck I'm doing in between like 2 days ago when I decided this was the layout I was going to use and today. So let's just not worry about it. I did take my potassium, Amy. I took it right before I started. Yeah, he's 6'3", Deb. Looking at the comments here. Colleen, how does your ex feel about you guys moving? I don't think he's too like, because he already was planning to try and move. Like that had already been a conversation before this other situation kind of happened. So, but I don't want to speak for him either, so I don't know for sure, but that's the impression I have. So that gives you, and then the end here is the end of the hour, but you see how this is like a little time tracker, and then you just highlight when you're, and so what I'll do is I'm going to highlight the colors from this spread whenever I'm doing a task that falls under one of these colors so that I can see kind of where my time is going. Does that make sense? So the reason I'm doing this, in the past, when I've time tracked, it's been because in the past when I've time tracked, it's been because I wanted to see where my time is going and, you know, get a little bit handle on it. The reason I'm time tracking now is something I talked about before in the past about time tracking, especially since I'm doing these lives with you guys. Time tracking in my bullet journal holds me accountable, because then I show it to you guys, and if you see the way I'm using my time, I'll have people looking at it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm using this to hold me accountable so that I get the work done that I need to get done, and that I get the moving stuff done that I need to get done, and that I don't decide, well, going through my pens is more fun than anything else, so I'm just going to keep going through my pens when I should be working on a project that has a deadline this week. Do you know what I mean? That's, as a world-class procrastinator, I am recognizing that moving across country, moving across multiple states, is not the time to procrastinate. And like we just talked to our Napa realtor today, it was the same one we used when we bought this house, and we love her. And it's like, okay, there's plenty of things to work on. And then I've also got plenty of things to work on when it comes to moving. Whoops, I don't want to do that. I want to leave this end one blank, I think, just for the funds. So I will add a little teeny bit of whiteout, little teeny bit of whiteout, little scotch of whiteout. There we go. Okay. But see, isn't this like, I wanted to stay minimal, and I feel like this is a very minimal looking time tracker. Auspicious Katie, thank you for the time tracker education fee super chat. There's not very many things that are more fun than going through pens, I will say. All right. So I'm going to just finish filling these in so we can get this done. Oh my God. So one of my goals in my power sheets this month was to get the moving binder, like for March, was to get the moving binder figured out. And I actually did most of that already. I will be doing a video on that. So I already asked my patrons about this, and I'll talk to you guys about it now. I want to make sure, here's the thing, like when I talk about my fucking group chat that's blowing up, when I talk about my life, which I do when I'm showing you my planner and shit, when I talk about it, I generally tell you the things that are going on, and there's going to be a lot of moving stuff coming up because we're selling a house. Like, the ideal world is that we sell this house, buy a new house, and move across country all within the next like 3 months. That's a lot of shit. And that's going to be the majority of my life. So like, I don't want this to be like a moving channel, but it may feel like a moving channel over the next few months. And what I really want to know is how much is too much, you know, how much moving content is too much moving content, because I have not ever, like, I moved to this house and I bought this house, but I wasn't like, when I moved into this house, I had just started working for myself, and I didn't vlog a whole bunch of the process because I didn't really know what to do, but I talked to my patrons a lot about it. And so what I want to know from you guys is like, you know, are you interested in seeing a moving binder? Are you interested in like a day in the life where I'm working on this? Are you interested in blah, 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 you know? The Cat's the movie of Mexican eateries. Oh my God, Sarah, I'm writing that down because my husband and I had so much fun in a terrible way. Casa Bonita, Iowa. The Cats of Mexican food. My kids are, and Jesse, they're very horrified at the thought of the Mexican food in Denver. They're used to delicious Northern California Mexican food. You haven't seen anyone else plan on moving to Bujo, so this would be a great project to plan. We want all the all the sucker MCs. Because I'm Kevin G. I'm a mathlete. Yeah. Well, like next week, I'm pretty sure I will be, which is another reason why I will likely not be drawing all these dash marks in if I continue this layout next week. I will likely be putting a decluttering spread for the rest of the house. This week I'm probably going to work on my office, which I already did majority of, but there is a good chance that when we stage this house for pictures, I'm going to have to collapse my office. And so it makes sense to just declutter as much as possible and pack as much as possible so that when we put it back together, I'm only putting back together the bare minimum of what I need to work for the next couple of months. I know. And some of you guys had said on my video, like, you just redid your office. Yeah, I just redid my office because I didn't know until after the office was redone that we were going to be doing this. Otherwise, I probably would not have spent so much time on it, but that's okay because I'm so happy with it that it's giving me some sort of joy. Ooh, Kevin G. Thank you, Alexis. Thank you. Oh, nice, Anita. I'll let them know. But yeah, so I just wanted to know about that because, like, I'm going to probably do a decluttering spread in my bullet journal next week to work on the parts of the house that are not my office in the garage. Because the goal for me is to be done decluttering the entire house, to know exactly what we're going to be trying to sell on Facebook Marketplace or at a garage sale, what we're taking with us, so that when it comes time to actually pack up the house, a lot of that's easier. That's our goal, at least. Okay. Thankfully, I'm not drawing this in for the weekends because that was a lot of little dashes. All right. So that is the thing. And then what I'm going to do is make my list here, and I'm going to, so I'll add some stuff for my list because I've got some things that are already going on tomorrow that I know I need to do. Right? Or for example, so Tuesday, we'll use this as an example. Tuesday, I have an appointment at 9:20 for blood work, and I have to get an EKG done, and I have to get some chest x-ray done, some work like that. I've got to get a bunch of things done for the transplant center. And so that would go under errands. So that would be my lighter yellow, light yellow glaze. And so what I'm going to do is underneath Tuesday, I'm going to put a square for my bullet. The world is a vampire. Do, 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 do. And I'm going to put blood work. $9.20. And so I don't know how well you can see the yellow here. Let me bring this down a bit. But like, so I'm going to put the little color there. So any of the to-dos I have, this is going to be a little bit of extra work when I'm entering the to-dos in, but that'll be like, I'll know under what batch. And so that'll, when I like color it in here, I've got that color. That's kind of what I am trying to do here, is to be able to really see the relation between the tasks I have to do and the way I'm spending my time. The dashes, somebody asked, Artsy Chickadee asked about the dashes. The dashes are 10-minute markers. So this whole hour is from right here, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And so this would be 5:10, 5:20, 5:30, 5:40, 5:50, and then down here is the end of 6 p.m. That's what the dashes are for. Am I worried about the altitude at all? Yes, but I'm used to going to the high desert in Bend. It's not as high, but it is the high desert. And it usually subsides for me after a day or two. So hopefully that means that... Why do I have so many purples? I thought I put these all away. Hopefully I will have the same experience when it comes to... when it comes to the altitude sickness there. We shall see. All right. So that's the layout. And then I'm going to put my list here, and then I'm leaving myself some space. And then right here is where I am going to start my Alistair method. So we'll grab the 03. Crystal, hopefully that's a conversation to have with them still. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. I'll just draw this all the way. All right, so this will be my Alistair method box right here. And so, oh man, I should have done the tasks like this, but whatever. We're just going to write it up here. And we have, boom, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I know I don't like having it in that area, but I think I had it planned in a different area. And then again, like I said, I kind of lost it. So that's going to be the Alistair method here. And then I'm probably going to do the same thing over here. So I'm going to give myself 2 Alistair methods. Because I usually fill up more than just this area. And so there's my 2 task lists with all of my space on top. And then over here, kitty. There's a kitty man. Meow, meow, meow. And then over here, I am going to draw in, what is this? 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So we're gonna 1, 2, 3. And I've got 2 lines there for meals and blood pressure. So that's gonna be my basic layout. Does that make sense? I'm trying to keep it minimal. I'm gonna add a little bit of something here, but in the meantime, this is a very minimal situation. Moisturizer is a must. Oh yeah, I already sunscreen the shit out of myself, and so I'm not. So we'll say meal plan. I really wish I had done the cursive, but that's okay. Meal plan and weather. No, wait. Blood pressure. Shit fire. Blood pressure. I'll do the weather somewhere else. Okay. This is more complicated than I can plan. This is more complicated than I can plan 2 days ahead of time and then forget all about until the next day. All right. Okay, we'll get to the weather in a hot minute here. Okay, let me have a drink of water. If you're drinking water, drink your water right now. It's a great food conversation. Apparently, Jess, there is some decent Mexican food in Colorado.
Okay.
There's also a Mexican restaurant that's terrible that they refer to as the Cats, the movie of Mexican food, which I kind of want to go to. So, yes, I did say shit fire.
I want to go to Casa Bonita.
That's what it is. Casa Bonita.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because I've seen the South Park episode, and so I'm fascinated by it.
Okay, so I'm going to just enter in my tasks that I know about for each day.
I heard there are actually divers, and now I'm going to stop interrupting.
Okay. I'm going to enter in the tasks that I know about for each day, and then I'm going to go through and color code them. All right? You got beer. Does that count? Jesse, does beer count as hydration?
Yes.
Yeah. Jessica, my kid said hydrate or dihydrate to me when they were getting water the other day, and I started busting up laughing. So I don't know where that came from originally, but it's fucking funny. All right, so Monday, I have a call at 8 a.m. Great. I have, I need to do some scheduling for Instagram. So in later the program, I do that for scheduling my Instagram ahead of time because it's the only way I'll ever actually post anything on Instagram. No, Jessica, yeah, it's a joke. Yeah. And then I need to do my inbox. I have another call at noon. And I need to plan a bunch of videos out. So plan videos. And then I have my imperfect foods order that I have to do. Okay, so that's Monday. So I'll color code that right now. So the admin work is the darkest green, question mark? Yes. Okay, so the admin work is this one, this one, this one, this one. So those are all admin work, and they're all in the earlier part of the day. So, you know, that's sort of fitting with my situation. And then the afternoon, I can do the planned videos, which is the other big task, which is under content creation. And then the imperfect foods order is in my errands and, you know, non-moving related personal things. So do you see kind of what I'm doing here? I'll bring you down because the greens, it's not like, I would much rather prefer to probably do like less, like colors that are maybe a little bit less the same, but I'm going with my color palette right now because that's the life I'm living at the moment. So this is what we're doing. Did I say shit fire? Yes, Susan, I say shit fire fairly often. I'm drinking more water. Yes. Oh, Jennifer, I will say from personal experience that I do not like living the latex on my skin lifestyle. It never works out well. Okay. And then, so Tuesday, I want to make sure to do, remember how I said here that Tuesday would be a day where I would be on camera? So one of the things I'm going to try and do is I have 3 videos I'm going to want to film. Plus, I would like to do a day in the life vlog. So that would be coming up later in the month. In the life. Film times 3. And then Kat has an appointment. I have this appointment. I also have... Kat has an appointment that I think I have to hop in for. It's a Zoom appointment. What time is it at? Oh my God. 2:30. And then I want to do some work on my patron downloads. And that's content creation as well. So that one would be the dark green. This one would be, the cat appointment would be light, much like the blood work. And then the rest of these are going to be the day in the life, and the other filming are going to be camera ready, which is the bright green. So this is kind of the way I'm trying to keep an eye on things. Does that make sense? Later is it's like a software or an app or something that you can use to do like scheduling for Instagram. And so I want to be able to get all the pictures I want uploaded there so that I can work on that. Then it holds me more accountable. I do my stories and things like, and my reels more in real time, but my pictures I'm trying to put up using that just to keep me in the habit of using it so I don't go radio silent like I did this last week. Are you considering doing a moving vlog? Yes, I am considering that. Okay, so then Wednesday is editing day. I'm going to edit the stuff I just filmed. So that would be edit times 3, because I'm not going to have one of those finished yet. And then I have a call at noon. And then I have a patron live that day. And then I need to spend some time doing my February analytics, but I don't know what day that's going to be yet. So I'm going to put that definitely on my tasks. And I think I will color code these as well, whatever goes on the task situation. And then I also have my book club live stream. At 4 p.m. that day. So those are my things on Wednesday. And so these guys are content creation for the editing. Now the lives are camera ready. And then the call is freelance. So this one is not necessarily following my time batching as much, but yeah, whatever. The editing is, it's times 3. So that's actually going to be most of my morning. Like I'll probably be editing for about 3 or 4 hours to try and get all those videos done. And then this February analytics is admin work. So I'm going to also be color coding the stuff on my task list. Did I get Addie LaRue started? No, I'm doing that tonight, Jane. We wound up doing our taxes a little bit later yesterday afternoon, and then I was folding laundry, so I decided to watch TV instead. So I am going to start Addie LaRue this evening after, when it's like time for me to start winding down. Once I'm done with this live stream, I actually need to, I'm going to just erase these little pencil marks while I'm thinking about it. Once I get done with this live stream, I have some meal prep to do for the week and such. Like I just have some like food I have to get prepared for our dinners this week and so on and so forth. That should be a couple hours. And then after dinner tonight, I'm probably going to lay down and read for a couple hours before bed. And that's when I'm going to start Addie LaRue. How does it feel to have your taxes done? Fucking good. Jesse, how does it feel to have our taxes done?
I mean, we had to pay extra, so like, you know, responsible, yeah. All right, so I'm going to keep adding my tasks in, and then I'm going to add some decoration, because I know you guys are like, where's the decoration? Okay, so Thursday, what do I got going on? I have a phone call at 1, which is house-related, with our realtor. So and then I have, what did I do? I don't know what I did. Oh, the other thing I forgot to do on this one on Tuesday and Thursday is comments for the videos that are going live those days. Which is, I guess I didn't put that. What is that? Where would that go under here? Is it admin or is it content creation? It's like another category, but I think I'll just put it under admin for right now. Because that's the other stuff where I have like responding to people's emails and DMs and stuff. So that makes sense. Comments. All right. So I have a phone call that day, and then I have to do some editing and some filming. So
film. And then edit. And then I have a project to work on that day. So, face forward is going to be the filming because I will be filming my face. And then I need to do some editing. And the project number 2 is actually, would be, since it's freelance, it'll be an editing. And then I've got, this is the first moving thing that's going on the list. Is it the right color, I hope? I hope. Yes. Okay. So here we go. Like you see here, this is how I'm kind of, and as I enter it in through the week, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to try and color code all of the tasks. What am I looking at here? Where's the decoration? It's coming, I swear. Okay, so Friday, I have to schedule the next week, which is admin work, and I do it. I try and do it every Friday so that I can get kind of ahead. I'm not scrambling. And then I need to do some editorial calendar work, which comes, I can't do it until I've done the analytics. So I just need to do it by then, but I want to get it done on Friday when I'm sitting down doing admin work. And then once, and I have a call at noon, and then once that's done, I will be, the kids are going to be back that day. So once that's done, I will likely be working on house stuff. So I think what I basically, every day I'm going to try and declutter the office. Maybe I should add a task to that to every single day. Or it could just be something here. We could put over here. We'll put declutter office. And I want to do that every single day of the work week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is one of the ways you can use the Alistair method if you're doing like a recurring task. So I have it for all of those days of the week so that every day I can check that off when I get it done. And Friday, I'd like to finish it and be done with it. Do you see that? Like, so that's the difference between like February analytics. If I do it on Wednesday, I'll cross it off. But here I'm going to be doing a little bit every single day. Maggie, I'll talk more about that in an upcoming video. Okay, so for this week, for Friday, we've got, and the kids are back that day too. Scheduling next week and the editorial calendar. I think they're all admin, which makes sense because that's what I like to do on Fridays. I like to avoid doing a lot of like heavy duty creative work on Fridays because I tend to take, if it's the day that my kids come back from their dads, I like to spend time with them. And if it's the day that they're going back to their dads, I'm usually like wiped out by the end of it. So there is that. And then for the weekends, Saturday, I'm going to wash my sheets like I usually do. And I want to go order groceries that day. And I want to work on decluttering the garage. And that is probably more than enough things to do on Saturday. Am I right? Or am I right? That'll be like the whole day, right? These two things are housework, like house errands, and then the decluttering the garage is moving related. And then Sunday, we have my patron hangout. And my live plan with me here, and I'm probably going to be creating my decluttering spread for the rest of the house. I don't really need it for the garage or for my office, but there are other parts like the kitchen that are going to need a little bit more razzle dazzle when it comes to knowing, like, if I'm going to try and, the kitchen is one of those things where, like, I have to divide it into multiple small sections because otherwise I'm going to get sucked the fuck into it. And I know I'm going to want to, there's meal prep I might do on Sunday. There is potential decluttering that day, but I don't want to say what it's going to be till I get later in the week. All right. So now that we've got these items on here, before I can get into adding the rest of my tasks, I'm going to draw a fucking daffodil. We're going to have a daffodil. But first, I am going to draw a box so I can put week, what is this going to be? This is week 8. So this will be week 9. Number 9. I'm trying to line this up with the other shit. I'm trying to be all like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for here? To be all parallel and shit. Parallel and shit. All right, so there's a box. Yeah, our ideal world is to be able to break even. And this year we had to pay a little bit, but we came really fucking close to breaking even federally. It was state where we got kind of boned. All right, so then we have week. Nine, and then March, week 9. Yeah, man. Okay. Do we have a wish list for our next house? Yes, we actually do. And thankfully, because we're moving, it's funny. So we were talking to the realtor in Denver, and and she was saying that a lot of people, when they move to Denver, they're kind of horrified by the home prices, unless they're coming from California. And as we are coming from California, yeah, we're excited. We should be able to get more house for our money in Denver. And there are a few things I really want, and I will tell you all about them. What's the lowest tier to be part of Patreon? The lowest, Aaliyah. I do lives for everybody. $1. All right, so I told my patrons this on our recent live, and I'll tell you it right now. I have struggled for a lot of my life, a lot of my doodling life, to draw daffodils because they always look fucking awkward to me. So I'll show you. The reason I've been able to kind of make them look less awkward is because what I used to do was draw this bulb here, this like center part, and then draw this petal here first, and then these petals, and it would look super awkward. So I have discovered if you draw these petals first, after drawing this bell part, it looks a lot better. That's my little daffodil tip for you. So I've got this, and I'm gonna draw, woo, and there's the bell. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And see, look at that. A neat little daffodil situation. So, the wish list for our new home is fairly, it's not huge. I mean, it is kind of, okay. What do I want? So what we want is, like, Colorado's got basements, which just blows my mind. Like, I live in California. There aren't basements in California. It's fucking earthquake country. So there's basements, and we would like a finished basement because Jesse would like a place where, like, He can be loud. The problem is here is our house is tiny and has no privacy and no like soundproofing. So whenever he wants to play guitar, we all hear it, which is totally fine unless I'm trying to go like to sleep. And so having a little bit more insulation from the guitar so he can be as loud as he wants to when he wants to be is important to us. Also, we would prefer a home that is move-in ready, both because of the quick timeline that we have to work under and because this house that we took on was a hoarder house. And we had to spend a month before it even, after we closed, just to make it able for us to move in. And then we've been doing projects ever since then. And so we would like a house that is less requiring of projects, if you know what I'm saying. So that's another thing. I would really like a bathtub, like a 5-piece master suite that has one of those big soaking tubs, because I am gigantic and I love baths, but regular bathtubs don't fit me. I'm too big. Either my boobs are cold or my knees are cold or everything. Like half of my body is cold when I take a bath, and having a bath to be able to make my kidneys feel better would be so fucking outstanding. And then, oh, thank you, Donna. Angelique, I'm glad to help. Oh my God. No, we didn't. Ink and Daisies, the stuff was gone, but the grossness remained. And then, I would like a bigger kitchen. You guys, if you've watched any of my vlogs, you've seen my minuscule little gallery kitchen. That was the thing we had to compromise in order to be able to buy here. Like there were a lot of things that were like want to haves versus we didn't really get a lot of that. But what we really wanted was a bigger kitchen. Like it didn't have to be a huge kitchen, just bigger. And we instead have like the tiniest little kitchen ever that we had to redo completely because the kitchen was like damn near unusable when we moved in. And so we tore the whole kitchen out and did it from scratch. And it's great. We have like built it exactly to the size. So like it's very efficient, but I would love more space. I love to cook. We're trying to teach the kids to love to cook. RJ's already beginning to really enjoy it. Kat likes to bake. So having, and yeah, we've already started to have the discussions about figuring out how to change recipes when it comes to the higher altitude. But, having a bigger kitchen would be really helpful. It doesn't have to be a fucking huge kitchen. It just needs to be bigger. We like to measure our kitchens in butts because we are a big booty family. How many butts can you fit comfortably in the kitchen at one time? Because currently our kitchen is barely a 2-butt kitchen. Right, Jess?
Yeah, it's like 2.5.
2.5 butts if one of those butts isn't actually doing anything and can dip out whenever we need to like get into like the fridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so our kitchen is very much like a very small. I would like a 4-butt kitchen at minimum. But do we buy a foreclosure or a short sale? No, but the house that we got, we managed. The part of the reason we were able to get it the price that we wanted was because our realtor knew that it was going to be going up for sale. We came in before it had even been listed. And so it was still like a massive wreck. And Jesse was like, oh my God, we can't live here. And I was like, I can see it. So, yeah. All right. So there is the daffodil. So let me see kind of how this is it's very minimal. I feel like I want to add a little bit more to somewhere, but I'm not sure where yet. Because I guess it depends on how many tasks get put on my Alistair method list. I might be able to draw one like here, because I did leave myself some extra space. Let me think about that for a hot minute while I start putting my meal plan in. But yeah, so a bigger kitchen would be nice. We also need to have a house that has space for my office and has space for an office for Jesse, because like currently he's working in the garage and it's cold. And we don't want that to happen in Denver. So we both need office spaces. Now, Jesse's loud space in the basement could also potentially be his office space. And like I'm currently in a dining room type area. If we had a house that had a living room and a family room, I could ideally take over the living room area. There's many options. It doesn't have to be a bedroom, although I would prefer a room with a door. It doesn't have to be an actual office. It could be a spare bedroom. It could be a living room area. But there needs to be two spaces in the house that are far enough away from each other that can be utilized as offices where his Zoom calls are not going to interrupt my filming and other things. You know what I'm saying? So we need at least 3 bedrooms, one for us, one for each kid. So one for each kid. And then we also need 2 spaces for offices. Am I looking for office studio space? Yes, Debbie. Yeah, that was bacon burgers. We have trying another week out of that cook once eat all week cookbook that Lakin loves so much. That's what these top 3 recipes are: bacon burgers with broccoli and fries, picadillo tacos, and cottage pie. I do need to find a sushi place. A patio, Jessica, would be very, very nice for us. A backyard with a fence, because we would like to get a dog once we move. Housing prices in Denver are better than California. Also, if you're used to driving in California, driving anywhere else is a breeze, so says my husband. Whew. And then we have Dover sole. I'm trying that. I've never made Dover sole before. With and garlic shrimp. All right, so this is my meal plan for the week, and then we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There we go. And there's for blood pressure. All right. So now weather. I think weather can go up here, maybe? Where am I going to put weather? I didn't give myself a good spot. I guess I could put it along the top. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do the weather along the top. Where in Denver are we looking? We are looking in the Southwest Aurora Centennial kind of area. There's a multitude of reasons why we're looking in that area. Yeah, we are putting the dog on hold until we move. It didn't feel nice to the cats to introduce a dog to them and then put them through moving. That just seemed like an asshole thing to do. So we'd rather put them through moving, wait until Loki starts to talk to us again. When we got Lucy, we knew Loki had finally acclimated to having another cat. He's a very chatty cat. He stopped talking to us for a little while because he was frustrated with us and, acclimating. So once we've moved and Loki starts yammering at us again, we'll know it's time for the dog. And by the way, instead of using the O2 like I usually use for all of the writing here, to try and keep things small and kind of minimal looking, I am using an 005. The size I used for the doodling, for the headers and for the lines and everything is an 03. But the line work and the flower and all of the small writing is all 005, which is much smaller than I usually write. And I think I'm already destroying this nib, which is entirely possible considering how heavy-handed I am. 73 degrees. Fucking March? Lousy smarch weather? Oh my God, Jess, Tuesday's temperature, it's 73 for the high and 37 for the low. It's like it flip-flops. Monterey is gorgeous, though, Maggie. But yeah. Jesse used to live in Boston. Jesse's lived in a lot of places that have shitty driving. Jesse has lived here. He's been in Northern California. He lived in LA. He lived in Boston, and he lived in New York. So, Jesse, which one has the worst driving experience?
Oh, man.
Is it hard to decide?
No, actually. I think, I didn't have a car personally when I lived in Boston all the time, but I drove occasionally in Boston. I also avoided driving in New York City as often as I could. But to compare the two...
To LA?
I would say like New York City and Boston have a similar style of driver, a similar kind of like cutthroat nature to the environment.
Mm-hmm.
But driving in LA and the Bay Area, I would say that there are just as many times where like, oh my god, I see my life flash before my eyes. But it's more like careless drivers here and more aggressive drivers on the East Coast. I would rather drive... Oh, man. Okay, I would rather drive in New York City over Boston because there's better parking in New York City. And for all of my people who drive in New York City, you know that means the parking in Boston is like complete shit. But it's close.
My sister... Okay, so where was that? Jessica asked, what do your sisters think of you moving?
And LA driving sucked, but there was lots more parking.
Okay. Yeah, so my baby sister's hella excited. Her in-laws have family there. They actually offered to drive the U-Haul and move us, but we're going to go with movers because my brother-in-law has a bad back and I can't lift anything, and I don't think it's fair to make my sister and my husband move all the furniture when we're just going to go with movers because that's just better all around for all of us fragile ass people. My other sister is happy for us, but wishes we were moving to Bend because that's where I want to move eventually, and that's where she lives. She just wishes that we were closer to her, and I understand that because I wish I was closer to her. I also love being near my baby sister, but my baby sister lives where I grew up, and I don't really want to move back there. All right. Got to move a couple more things over. Just some tasks that need to get moved to my next task list from my old one. Debbie's like, where's parking? Debbie lives in Brooklyn.
Yeah, no, I figured that what I said would be really inflammatory, but like...
Comparatively speaking?
Compared to just when I think about, like a 10-block radius of where I lived in Boston, I can think of maybe 2 garages tops. And I lived near Fenway and Heinz Convention Center, and yeah, it was just a disaster. Like, I walked everywhere, so I didn't have to deal too much with it.
Now, one of the things I notice here, to move to a different entirely subject, the thing I'm noticing is that there's not a lot. I want it to be like low on color, but this is like really low on color. But I think that part of the reason that I'm okay with that is because once I start filling these in, there will be plenty of color on here. I do kind of want like one more flower. I kind of want to put a flower like right here because Sunday's not going to have a shit ton of stuff on it. But I also don't want to like overdo it. I have space here. Do I want to? I don't know. I feel like I'm going to kind of leave it until I finish it, like until I start working on it, because there's a lot of empty space for a reason. And I don't want to add any color to the headers because these are going to be full of color when I'm done with my week. So I feel like I need to go into this knowing that it looks a little bland right now, but it won't look bland when I'm done with it. And the more shit I add to it now, the more I'm going to hate how it looks at the end. But yeah. Oh, I need to go to my power sheets and check and see what I can put in here as well. I'm not going to tempt fate, but I'm going to add some things for my power sheets. So now that I have them all done for March, that's a good point, Cindy. I'm talking to myself. Okay. So this week, I need to, for decluttering, I've already got that on here for decluttering daily. I need to put in here, and I've got the time batching, planning, and executing thing. That's in here. Posting a patron poll. I am doing that next week. What day am I posting that, though? I don't remember. I have a day. I don't remember what it is. I think it's Tuesday. Might be Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. I'll just put it in the Alistair method since I don't remember when I'm doing it yet. And it's on my calendar somewhere, but I don't know where. And I can't find the right color, the right pen. Motherfucker. So I'll put it on here. I have plenty of space. I gave myself plenty of space. So we'll put post patron poll. And then, what else? I need to do a reels because I said I want to do one a week, a lettering or a doodling one, because I'm having a lot of fun making those. I'm not going to do necessarily reels where it's like my face and I'm like, did you know that being old is what I am, but I'm also young? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the reels where like people are like talking about shit with music. Like some people do them so well. I don't understand them. They stress me out.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it, Jesse. But doing the ones for like lettering and doodling, I actually really like doing those because that is something I understand. So post a reels. All right. And then will I show how it looks after? Yes, Helen, I absolutely will. And then what else do I want to... So on my list of monthly items, there's working on the future plans for the podcast and for Facebook. I'm not doing that this week. I got other things to do. The Instagram thing, it's already sort of baked into this. Planning, inventorying the house and planning the garage sale. The inventorying is going to be happening whilst I work on this, so that's not something I need to put on here. Scheduling vet appointments. That is actually something I can work on Friday. It's called the vet. Or maybe I'll put it, maybe it'll be a lunchtime thing. So I'll just put that here, schedule, because we need to get the cat's shots. And then start talking about our plan to move them. So that's on there as well. That's a moving, technically it's like also a household situation, but it's really a moving situation. So that's this one. The patron poll and is admin, and the reels is Instagram, which I should have put for later for scheduling, but this is actually like a create content kind of situation. So that's the first thing, using the super bright color, because that's the first thing I put on there with that. So looking at the comments, you guys are talking about, we have tolls in the Bay Area, but we don't have a shit ton of them from what I've seen in other places. And then finish the moving binder. I'm mostly there. I just need to finish it. So I'm going to put that on here as well. And there, like I said, there will be a moving binder video this month. All right. Yeah, I think this is going to be a leave it alone. Like, walk away, Cindy. Walk away before you add more. Because I think that if I try and do too much right now, I'm going to regret it. When the whole reason I wanted to use this kind of a layout was because I thought it would be, like, this was a very minimal layout. But then when it was full, it's still minimal, but it's also very well used. And I kind of want the same situation here. I want it to be like bright and full, but I also don't want it to be like, Like when I was doing the difference between like, say, this and this. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm going for like a little bit more purposeful color. Does that make sense? A bit of color to the weak box. I did add a little bit of yellow that you can't really see, but maybe what I'll do is I'll pop on a drop shadow of green. Yeah, actually, this is a really good idea. Thank you. Popped on a little drop shadow of green, and I think that might be the thing, the business. See? Yeah. I think that once this is filled in, it's going to look hella sexy. I love the layout I used last month, Deb. I just wanted, because of the whole time batching thing and wanting to hold myself accountable, I wanted to find something that was like the spirit of this, but had that little extra bit without looking like it was too fucking full of funkiness. And maybe part of it is not adding like the full-blown box outline, but just suggesting it. That might be part of it. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to get going. Next week's stream might be a little bit longer. I'll show you what this looks like filled in. I'm either going to repeat it or adapt it for the next week, but then I will likely also be putting in something to help me track decluttering for the rest of the house. So it may be maybe a little bit longer than this one, but I hope that this was helpful for you, and let me know what you think. Make sure to tag me in all of your pictures on Instagram at Llama Letters if you'd like me to take a look at them. And if you're interested in bubble lettering, in the description below is the link for my new Skillshare class, Bubble Letter Bootcamp. It's all about bubble lettering. I love bubble lettering. It's my fucking favorite. You'd think I'd use it this month for marketing, but I didn't, because I'm not that savvy. Anyway, have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe, and until next time, friends, peace.